Hey guys, this is Too Much with Principia. Today we're going to work on a math problem from a recent TJ SIS exam. Oysters are very important in filtering water in the Chesapeake Bay. One oyster can filter about 50 gallons of water per day, and the Chesapeake Bay has 15 trillion gallons of water. The Chesapeake Bay has a total of 2.9 million acres, and 1 acre can store up to 750,000 oysters. Is there enough area in the bay to support enough oysters to fill all the water in the bay in one day? To answer this problem, we have to do two tasks. The first one is to find how many oysters are actually needed to filter all the water. And in the second part of the problem, we're going to find how many oysters are actually there, so we can compare the two numbers and answer the questions. Let's go to the board. We're going to find the total number of oysters needed to filter all the water in the bay. That was the first part of our problem. Now we know that the bay contains this amount of gallons in water, and each oyster filters 50 gallons. Obviously, to find the number of oysters needed to filter that amount of water, we just need to do a simple division. Total amount of water divided by how much water is filtered by each oyster. This is the total amount of water in the bay divided by the amount of water that each oyster filters. We're going to cancel 1 0, and the 15 can divide 5 and get a 3 out of it. So the number that we get here would be 3, and then we're going to have 11 zeros left. So that's how much oyster are needed to filter the water in the bay. Now we're going to find how many oysters actually are in the bay. Based on the information in the problem, we know that each acre in the Chesapeake Bay contains 750,000 oysters, and the whole bay contains 2.9 million acres. Now to find the total number of oysters, we just multiply this number by the total number of acres. We're going to have 750,000 times 2.9. Now, we can keep the number of zeros, and the multiplication part of it you can do by yourself. You'll see 75 times 29 would be 2175. And let's count the number of zeros. 4, 6, and 9. So we're going to have So we just need to compare these two numbers. Remember, this was the number of oysters needed. This one is the number of oysters present in the bay. The best way to compare is to see how many zeros they have. And we have 11 zeros. We have 9, and if we go back 2, we'll see the number of zeros or digits after 21. So these two numbers can be compared as 3. And we write the number of zeros as the exponent for 10, which is 11. And the second one, we can go into the scientific notation and say we have 2, 1 times 10 to the power of 11. We want to make the number of zeros the same so we can compare the two numbers. So we see that the number of oysters present is 7 times more than the number of oysters needed. So definitely the bay has enough area to support enough number of oysters to filter the whole water in the bay. For more information about our TJ Prep program, check out our website or send us an email. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.